Hello, hi everyone. Hope you're having a great day. And today for Tip Tuesdays or plant-based Tip Tuesdays with Coach Kayla, myself, we will be talking about how to fuel and prep for race day. So if you're just joining me, let me know, say hi, I want to know you're here, and also tell me who you are, where you're from, and if you're going to be running a race coming up, either this weekend or the next couple weeks. Let me know that as well if you do have a race that's planned. Hi, Kara. Thank you for joining. Welcome. I'm so glad you're on. So also as well, if you are new here, make sure to click the link above to allow your name to show up. I am going live using StreamYard, so you just have to allow StreamYard to show your name if you want. So for example, I can see Kara in her picture and everything because she has done that. So thank you so much. And other than that, let's get started. Oh, and if you don't know who I am as well, my name is Kayla. I go by Coach Kayla. I'm an online plant-based dietitian, nutrition, and run coach. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for joining. Glad you're here. So let's get into it today. So how to fuel and prep for race day. So how do we fuel? So first off, make sure that you have everything prepared ahead of time. Make sure you have your supplements, you have your electrolytes, you have your gels, you have your fuel, you have everything that you need. Make sure to prep it the day before. I love to lay out everything as well, like, put it on your bed. Make sure you have everything that you possibly need, all the gear, everything that you're going to take. Make sure to lay it all out and make sure to prep that stuff ahead of time, especially if you're traveling. You do want to make sure you have that stuff. The biggest thing when it comes to fueling and hydration on race day is to do what you've done on those long run days. Don't try anything new. Just do what you've done before and what works. Where people get into trouble is when they try something new. They try a new gel or something and it doesn't go so well. A lot of times they'll have GI issues or something if you try something new. So stick with what you know. So make sure to bring your fueling with you. Once in a they do sometimes, like at expos and stuff, offer gels and things like that, but it might not be what you've used before. So if you can, make sure to have that stuff ahead of time. So when it comes to like right before that race, so on race day, make sure to drink electrolytes and eat that breakfast ahead of time. So about 3 to 4 hours is what's recommended because you do want to have a good breakfast before you go. So just taking a Laura bar 5 to 10 minutes before you run a marathon, especially, is what I'm talking about, more of marathons or ultra runnings. It's not enough. So make sure to drink those electrolytes, eat your breakfast 3 to 4 hours before that start, and use the restroom. So that's also very important. And that's why you also want to give your body enough time to digest. You also don't want to try anything new when it comes to your breakfast the day of the race as well. So stick with what you've used before that works for you. I've done overnight oats, which is super easy to prepare that and bring. And usually I can keep it in, the hotel refrigerator, and then on the way I can eat it kind of on the way. So that works well. A bagel, banana, peanut butter, those sort of things. If you do like a protein smoothie usually, but whatever you do, just kind of stick with what you normally do. Kyra said, I ate a new pasta dish the night before a long run. I didn't check the ingredients close enough. It had mushrooms, which I'm allergic to, and I got so sick. Always go with what you know. Oh no, that is the worst. Yes, definitely the day of or even the day before as well. Make sure to check the ingredients, know what's in it. Another tip too, actually, for eating the day before. So I didn't really kind of forgot to kind of talk about the day before and kind of skip right to race day. But the day before, you do want to have carbohydrates. So it's okay to have, you can have pasta the day before, but definitely, as Kara said, make sure to go with what you know. But also with going along with being plant-based or vegan, say you go to an Italian restaurant with your running friends, because I hear this a lot. People are like, well, I can't go out to eat with my friends because I'm plant-based and not all my running friends are. Something I've done, like at an Italian restaurant, the cheese and the dairy sometimes is kind of hard, I will say. But what I've done before, and this has actually worked really well, is I've asked the waiter, I told him that I was vegan and I had a race tomorrow and I wanted some pasta with some veggies. Could you do that? And he goes, yeah, I think the chef could come up with something. And he did really well. And hopefully they understand what vegan is, that it's no dairy. But it actually was really good. I was lucky that there wasn't anything I was allergic to or anything. But he did really well with it. Just had plain pasta with a tomato based sauce and some veggies in it, which was absolutely perfect. So just ask, if you do go out to eat or go to a restaurant, just let them know you're vegan. Sometimes it's good to mention like what vegan is, means I don't eat any animal products. So no meat, no dairy, right? No eggs, none of that kind of stuff. Especially the dairy, I know is always something to tell people. Sometimes people don't really know vegans don't have dairy. So that's just a little tidbit there as well. So we mentioned bring your own fueling and hydration. Also take a plant-based protein shake, plant-based protein powder or shake with you. So I usually recommend this because it's really hard after the race, and I hear this a lot about what's offered at races. I think ultra races, there are more things being offered that are plant-based, which is really great. But at marathons, not usually. I don't see a lot of options. And right after, within that 45 minutes, you want to make sure you get that protein to help that recovery. So, what I recommend, and I don't usually recommend plant-based powder shakes a lot. I don't think it's something you have to have like every single day. And sometimes usually you can add beans into your shake and that sort of thing and not use a protein powder. But in this case, I think it's really useful because it's really easy to put powder in a shaker bottle and at the end of the race have that. Hopefully, if someone is helping you or meets you there at the end, they can grab that, have that for you, and you can just add water, and that way you can get your quick protein in before maybe you go out to have a meal or a dinner. My go-to meal is usually like a black bean burger, but really just wanting some carbs, some protein. And a lot of restaurants have veggie black bean kind of burgers. So that's usually my go-to because that's usually, I know a restaurant will usually have that. Um, what else? Some other tips that I want to share is visualize and believe. When it comes to race day, you want to start putting yourself um, on the course and visualize yourself on that course, running really well, feeling strong, feeling good. Just make sure to really focus on visualizing that. Visualize even the time that you want if you have a time goal. So really start visualizing it, start believing in yourself, thinking about like go through your training. If you have a training log, go through the training log and look at all the race or the training that you've done or the workouts you did really well or whatever that is to really get yourself more confident and just really help you to believe more in yourself. And then lastly, I would say is celebrate and be proud. So celebrate that you did it no matter what happens. Sometimes we don't have the best day. Sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate and can make it really challenging. And make sure to whatever happens to consider outside circumstances that are out your control. That sometimes you may not get the result that you want, but what hopefully we do, and hopefully all of you do, because you are a part of the plant-based running community, that you um, make sure you can do everything you possibly can do to help set you up for a good day when it comes to fueling and hydration. And of course, if you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you and even just give you some tips or anything like that as well if you are struggling. So that is all the tips I have for you guys. Do you have any questions? I feel like I went super fast through all of that. I've been talking all day, so um, sometimes I can talk a little bit fast. So does anyone have any questions about race day, fueling, prep, what that looks like on race day? Great tips. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see. Anything else? Any other tips? Okay. All right. Well, hopefully I covered everything. The day before, always remember to have carbohydrates is the most important thing. After, during, make sure to fuel every 45 to 60 minutes, have a gel or dates, electrolytes. And then the day after, or after the race, make sure to include some protein within that 45 minutes, and within 2 hours, have a well balanced meal. What are your favorite go to vegan protein items? Oh man, there is so many items now out there. I don't know if I have really some favorites. Does anyone have any favorites? I've been trying to really go towards more whole food sources. So I've been really trying to get out of kind of the processed sources, but um, I used to do those like those chicken patties, those fake chicken patties, which is funny because I never really was a big chicken patty eater, but I used to do a lot of those. Other kind of like vegan, I guess, kind of less processed would be tempeh and seitan. Those are two. We don't do a lot of tempeh. It's not our favorite, but seitan is one of our favorites. That does have gluten, so if you are gluten free, you won't be able to do seitan. And then other like whole food sources, I would say the best probably whole food sources would be legumes and beans are going to be your best sources for protein. Um, Hummus would be, I would count that as a fat, but it does have chickpeas. So good try. Oh, and I think I missed another comment here. I was dreading running in the rain for my 20 miles last Saturday. I changed my thoughts on it, and it was a great run, even though it rained for 18 out of the 20 miles. That must be, I can't see your name, but I was like, oh, that must be Fran, because I just talked with Fran on his coaching call. Awesome. I love that. It's a great example of our mindset. Our mindset is huge, and it's so important for race day to have a good positive mindset. Wendy said on protein shakes, I use Nutraleaf, and when I travel, I use Vade because it is more portable. Awesome. Yeah, those are actually brands I've never heard of that I've never used, but thank you for that, Wendy. That's why it's great to have a community and get other suggestions for things, for definitely brands. There's so many different brands and plant-based um, protein sources definitely out there. I think for protein powder, I always switch on and off. One of my favorites is I think it's Garden of Life Sport. I think that's a really great one. And then the one I've been currently using is Compliment. Doesn't really have any flavor, so that's probably going to be a little bit harder to take with me and just add water. So it is nice to have a protein powder, I think, on hand for kind of races and things that has a little bit more flavor when it comes to protein powders. But that is the one I have. I think it's a pea protein, which has been known, or there's some evidence that shows pea protein for protein powder. Pea protein is a really good one to use. All right. Any other questions for race day? I know Fran and I too. Fran is running the Boston Marathon next week. So we just went over his game plan for race day. So it's always great as well to, if you do have a coach, if you're able to work with a coach, it's really great to have a coach to be able to lay out race day for you, lay out your strategy, your race plan, kind of talk to and personalize what that fueling and hydration plan is going to look like as well, which is really nice. So I'm really excited as well that I will be actually meeting my coach, even though we coach virtually. I'll be able to meet him in person because he's going to be live at my race. So I'll be able to meet with him in person a couple days before the race to go over our game plan for race day. So it is really nice to have that. I'm super definitely grateful to have a coach. I've ran a lot of marathons that I didn't have a coach, and I just solo trained by myself. I never really have, been really close to like a race, like a run group or anything to do any of my training. So it's all been kind of on my own. Besides the last couple years, I've had a run coach, which has just been really, really nice to do. So just wanted to throw that out there. And as always, as you guys know, I work with clients as well. So if you guys are looking for a run coach, thinking about your goals for next year, I know a lot of people are running their races this fall. They may be taking a break and then may getting into it. So just thinking about, think about your goals. What are those goals? And reach out if you guys want to work together. If you have any questions or would like more help with fueling and nutrition as well. Also, I will have some more opportunities and different offers coming. So beware of that, just so you guys know as well. Super excited. I'm putting together some new offers and things that I really want to put together in order to help you guys better and more efficient and more way that helps both of us. So I know a lot of you guys are so busy and just getting your training in is really hard. So hopefully this will really, really help you guys to get the results that you want, help solve the problems that you're having with fueling, and really just get you to run the best races ever and reach your potential. So I am super excited about those things, but I will be announcing them as soon as they are as soon as I'm able to, I guess, officially announce them, I will. So look out for those things as well. So thank you guys so much for joining, that joined tonight. And if you watch this on replay, thank you guys so much for following and watching as well. And have a wonderful night. Bye.